Hello everyone and welcome back to Crochets. For this tutorial we will be making a bikini bottom, a pineapple bikini bottom to match the bikini top that we just did last week. And this is the version that I will be showing today. I do have a second version here that is has a thong back, so this one's more like a tanga back. It's not a whole lot of coverage back there, but this one is the actual thong. And this tutorial for the thong will be available to my new membership. Membership starts at 99 cents a month, and I will be adding different tutorials that will be exclusive for members. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and do that. There will be exclusive giveaways and tutorials, and we'll also be talking about some business ideas. We can do discussions on that to try to help everyone progress with their business. So if you're looking to, sell items, if you're looking to do like an Etsy store, if you're looking to, even start a crochet YouTube channel, the membership might be pretty valuable for you because we're going to talk about some of those things. All right, so for this tutorial, you will need a medium weight 4 yarn. I was using for this whole series, I love this cotton. I wasn't using this color, but it's a medium weight 4 yarn. In cotton, just good for swimsuits. And then you will need different hook sizes depending on the size that you want. So we're doing small through 2x/3x. So size small and medium, you guys are going to be using an E-hook, which is a 3.75 millimeter hook. And then sizes large and 1x, you will be using a G-hook, which is a 4 millimeter hook. And then for size 2x/3x, you will be using an H hook actually. So I did want to add too, before we get started, that I did not do the double D in the last video for the matching bikini top, but I can tell you now, I know some of you have already watched that video. If you want to make the double D cup, go ahead and use an H hook and follow the directions for the D cup, and that will give you the double D. Okay, so other than that, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so for this tutorial, I will be using, I love this cotton in the color Lime Dot, and it has these little cute green or lime green and purple sprinkles, and it is a medium weight 4 yarn, and that's just to match my small that I made in the last video. All right, so once you have your yarn and your hook for your size, go ahead and make a slip knot, and then we'll chain out 8 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 chains. So we'll be skipping this first chain and working into the second chain from the hook, and we're going to put a double crochet, so yarn over and insert your hook into that second chain from the hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then we'll be putting 1 double crochet in every stitch across. So we'll have a total of 7 double crochets. It's 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so we'll have 7 double crochets. From here, chain 1 and turn, and then we're going to repeat that same row by putting 1 double crochet in every stitch across. and 7. Okay, so now we have 2 rows of 7 double crochets, and we're going to repeat this pattern. So for size small, you're going to repeat this row until row 5 is complete, until you have 5 rows of 7 double crochets. A medium, you're going to repeat this until you have 6 rows completed. Large, you need to continue until you have 5 rows completed, and that's because you're actually using a bigger hook size, so it'll still be bigger. So you're going to do 5 rows completed. 1x, you'll do 6 rows completed, and 2x/3x, you'll do this until you also have 6 rows completed. So go ahead and finish that, and I'll meet you there. All right, so now from here, what we're going to do is do a couple of rows of increases. So now we're going to chain 1 and turn, and then we're going to put 2 double crochets in this first stitch. 1 and 2, and that'll be our first double crochet increase. And then we'll put 1 double crochet in every stitch across until we have 1 stitch left. And in this last stitch, we'll put 2 double crochets again in the same stitch. So now everyone should have 9 double crochets in this row. And then we're going to repeat this row one more time by doing 1 increase in the first stitch and 1 increase in the last stitch. So chain 1 and turn, and then repeat that last row. So now from here, everyone should have 11 double crochets in their row. Size small and large, you should have 7 rows completed, and medium 1x and 2/3x, you will have 8 rows completed at this time. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is chain 1 and turn, and then in this first stitch, we'll put a single crochet. Okay, single crochet, and then we'll skip 1 and put 3 double crochets in the next stitch. So yarn over, skip this next stitch, and put 3 double crochets in this next stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, then from there we're going to chain 2 and put 3 double crochets in the same stitch again. So 1, 2, 2, and 3. And then from here we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to skip 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you should have 3 stitches left here. So in that next stitch, that third to last stitch, we're going to put 3 double crochets in that stitch. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll chain 2 and put 3 more double crochets in that same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. And then you should have 2 stitches left. So we're going to skip 1 and single crochet in that last stitch. All right, and so that's what it looks like so far. All right, and then so from here we're going to not chain anything for a turning chain. We're just going to turn, and then we're going to slip stitch over to this chain 2 space in this first kind of like shell here. So we're going to just insert our hook into every stitch and do a slip stitch until we get over there. Okay, so once you slip stitch over to the chain 2 space, we're going to chain 2, and that chain 2 counts as a double crochet, and then we're going to put 2 more double crochets in the same stitch, 1 and 2, and then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and then put 3 double crochets into the same stitch, 1, 2, and 3. And then from here we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and in this chain 1 space here in the middle we're going to put 1 single crochet, and then we'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll put 3 double crochets in the next chain 2 space on top of the shell. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. All right, and so that's what it should look like now. All right, so from here what we're going to do is turn, and then we're going to slip stitch again over to that chain 2 space in the shell. And then from there we'll chain 2, and that counts as our double crochet, and then put 2 more double crochets into the same stitch. So chain 2 and 3 double crochets into the same or chain space, 2 and 3, and then from there we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to put 1 single crochet into this first chain 3 space here, this little loop there, and then we'll chain 3, and then we'll single crochet into the next chain 3 space like that, and then chain 3, and then we'll put 3 double crochets into the chain 2 space of the shell, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 more double crochets into the same space, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets, and 3. So now that's what it looks like so far. Okay, so now from here we're going to turn, and then again we're just going to slip stitch over to that chain 2 space in the shell. And then chain 2, and then put 2 double crochets in the same chain space, chain 2, and 3 double crochets into the same space. All right, and then from there we'll chain 3. And now we're going to start on the base of the pineapple, so we're going to work into this middle chain space here. So a size small, you're going to put 8 double crochets into this middle chain space. Medium and large, you will be putting 10 double crochets into this chain space. And 1x and 2x/3x, you're going to put 12 double crochets into this middle chain space. So how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and then from there we'll chain 3 and put our shell into this chain 2 space. So put 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. All right, and so this is what your project should look like now. So now we're going to turn and again slip stitch over to that chain 2 space. And then one more, and then chain 2 and 2 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in the same chain space, and 3. All right, then we're going to chain 3, and the next row of our pineapple is, we're going to skip all of this, and we're going to skip this very first double crochet, and we're going to work into this second double crochet in the middle of the pineapple. So skip that first one, and we'll put a double crochet in that second double crochet in the middle there, and then we'll chain 1 and put a double crochet in the next stitch. So we're just chaining 1 in between, and we're doing that until we have 1 double crochet left at the end. So we're going to skip that double crochet. So chain 1 in between and put 1 double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So small, you should have 6 double crochets. Medium and large, you should have 8 double crochets, and 2x and 3x, you should have 10 double crochets here with a chain 1 in between, and make sure you don't go into the last one. And then from there we'll chain 3, and then we will put our next shell into the chain 2 space. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. All right, and so this is what your project should look like now. All right, so from here we're going to turn, and then we'll slip stitch over to that chain 2 space. And then we'll chain 2 and do our shell. So 2 more double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. All right, then from there we'll chain 3, and now we're going to work into this first chain 1 space after this first double crochet. So we're just gonna skip all this and then put a single crochet into that stitch like that, and then we'll chain 3 and put a single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 3, and single crochet in the next, chain 1 space. And so we're just going to do that for all of the chain 1 spaces. And one more for me. So you just go straight across until you get to your last chain 1 space, chain 3, and then we're going to end our row with our shell. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. And this is what it should look like now. It's kind of like a different angle. All right, so now we're going to turn and slip stitch again over to our chain 2 space. Chain 2 and 2 more double crochets in the same chain space, chain 2, 3 double crochets into the same space, all right, then from there we'll chain 3, and then we'll put 1 single crochet in our first little chain 3 loop here after the first single crochet. So we'll put 1 single crochet there, and then chain 3, and put 1 single crochet in the next chain 3 space. So we're just repeating that across for all these little loops in the pineapple. And from there we'll chain 3, and of course all the larger sizes you'll have more than this small here, of course. And so we'll chain 3, and then we'll put our shell into that chain 2 space. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. All right. And this is what it looks like now. So we are going to repeat that row until we have 1 loop left. And you can see, like, every time we do this row, we have 1 less loop. The first one I had 3, or I had 4, and then this row I had 3. So my next row will be 2, and my next row will be 1. So every size will continue this pattern. You'll be losing 1 loop in every row. And I'll meet you when we have 1 loop left in the middle. All right, so once you have your 1 little loop there, and you finish that row, we'll go ahead and turn, and then we'll slip stitch over to our chain 2 space, chain 2, and then put 2 double crochets in the same space, chain 2, and 3 double crochets into the same space. And then from there we'll chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then single crochet into this middle chain space that way. And then we will chain 3, whoops, 1, 2, 3. And after we chain this 3, we're going to take our hook and put it into this last double crochet of the shell. So I'm going to actually just leave this on my hook and then insert my hook into this double crochet here. And then from there, I'm going to yarn over and just go straight into this chain 2 space and do my next shell. So I'm going to put 3 double crochets. So when you do that first double crochet, you'll pull through 2, and then you'll have 2 loops on your hook, but you'll have this double crochet in the middle. So we're going to yarn over and pull through all of that. And that'll be our first double crochet. And then we'll put 2 more double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets. Like so. So that's kind of how we finish the top portion of the center of the bikini. All right, so now we're gonna start on the like side strappy part. So from here, we're going to kind of work into the sides of these shells, and we're only going to be working into the outermost double crochets of the shells, or some of these are chain 2, so the outermost chain 2 of some of these. So the first thing we're going to do is chain 1, and then we're going to single crochet into this corner double crochet here. So just put a single crochet there. All right, and then we're going to jump over to this next shell, and we're going to put 3 double crochets into the chain 2 of the cornermost stitch. So it doesn't have to be perfect on the chain 2 ones. I just try to pick up 2 loops and get it kind of in there somewhere. So we'll put 3 double crochets there, 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll chain 2 and put 3 more double crochets in the same space, and 3. And then size small, you're going to chain 4. Size medium, you'll chain 5. Medium and large, you'll chain 5. And 1x and 2x, you'll chain 6 here. So I chain my 4. And then size small, medium, large, you're going to skip 2 shells here and not work into these 2 shells, but you'll be working into the 3rd shell away. And then size 1x and 2x/3x, you're going to skip 3 shells and then work into the corner of the 4th shell away. So now we're going to put in that stitch, so skip 2 or 3, and then in that stitch we're going to put 3 double crochets, our shell thing. So 3 double crochets and chain. This one is weird too. This first one is going to be weird because there's some slip stitches there, so it might be hard on this shell right here. Just try to pick up 2 stitches and get your 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in there. 1, yeah, this one is pretty tight for me. I'm just gonna do it off. All right, finally got it. Okay, so once you get your shell in there, in the very next shell, in that corner chain 2 or double crochet here, we're just going to put a single crochet to finish that off. So you can see we're building outward this way, and this is what it looks like. So yeah, all the rest of the shells will be easy to get into. Just the ones that had the slip stitches on them might be kind of tight for you, but all the rest will be easy. So from here, we'll turn our work, and now we're going to work along this little short row that we just did. We're going to slip stitch over to the chain 2 space, just like we kind of been doing. All right, and then from there we'll chain 2 and put a 2 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets into the same spot. All right, so then everyone will chain out a chain that's one less than the chain we just did. So size small did 4, and now I'm going to chain 3. And then medium and large, you're going to chain 4 here. And then 1x, 2x/3x is going to chain out 5 here. So just whatever you chained here, it'll be one less. So I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And then skip all of this and put a shell into that chain 2 space of the shell below. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. 3. All right. And so this is just going to repeat. So we'll turn and then we'll slip stitch over. Chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and then we will chain 1 less than we chained in the previous. So I'm going to chain 2 and then skip all of this and end up with a shell. So we're just going to repeat this pattern until we have 1 shell left, or 1 chain left in between. So once you get to that part, just continue this pattern and decrease the chains that you do in between your shells in each row. Just decrease it by 1 and I'll meet you there. All right, so now we're on our very last row of this side of the strap. Once you have your only 1 chain in between those 2 shells there. All right, so that's what it looks like now when you have your 1 chain in between the 2 shells. And then from there we'll turn and slip stitch over to that chain 2 space one more time. And put 1 shell, so we'll chain 2 and then 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, we're not going to chain anything in this last row. We're just going to go straight into that last shell, that last chain 2 space, and put 1 more shell. So 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. And then from here, we can just go ahead and chain 1 and fasten off. And this is what it looks like now. So from here, we're going to reattach our yarn to, if you're a stickler, you can reattach it to the corresponding bottom side if you want to make sure that your rows are kind of facing the same way. I don't think it's super necessary with this pattern. You could start up here if you like, but I'm going to attach it down here. So if you want to attach it to the bottom, just count how many shells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So mine was 6 shells down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to attach it here. And it's pretty much like the reverse of what we just did. So, I mean, it's the exact same instructions. We're just be starting from the bottom instead. So, all right. So from there, we will do the exact same instructions. So in the very first stitch, we had a single crochet. So pull up a loop and chain one, and then single crochet. Jeez Louise, that is tight. All right, so once you do get your single crochet together, it might not take you as long as me. Then we're going to put a shell into the side of this next shell like we did before. So we'll put 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets, and then we'll chain however many we chained in that first row. I believe small was chain 4. 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Medium was chain 5, large was chain 5, and 1x, 2x, and 3x was chain 6. And then we skip 2 and put another shell. I'm going to do this shell off camera, but put another shell. So, oh wait, I skipped 2. So small, medium, and large, you skip 2. And then 1x, 2x, 3x, you'll skip 3 like you did before. And put a shell into that next shell. So once you get that shell done, you should have 1 shell left, unless you went that way. But in the next shell, you're going to find that chain 2 or that double crochet there, and then you'll put a single crochet into that top corner stitch, or bottom if you went the other way. So 1 single crochet. So that's kind of what it looks like so far. So you're just pretty much repeating what you did right here, and you'll repeat it over here until you have your last row with no chains in between your 2 shells. So go ahead and repeat that second side, and I'll meet you there. All right, so once you finish your second little side strap, we will fasten off. And now we're going to do the ties. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm just going to set that aside for now. We're just going to make our initial chain. And so you can make a slip knot, and then size small, you're going to chain out 80 chains. Medium is 90, large is 100, 1x is 1x. Oh, 1x is 110. And then 2x and 3x, you'll chain out 120 chains. So once you have your chain for your size made, then we're going to single crochet it into this chain 2 space here. So insert your hook there and pull up a loop and single crochet. And then from there we will chain 4. 1 2 3 4. And then we will single crochet into the next chain 2 space. And then from there we will chain out the same amount of chains that we chained for the other side, for this first side here. And once you chain out your second side here, the same amount of chains, we will just fasten off there. So you'll go ahead and repeat that for this other side. We will chain out and attach to the 2 chain 2 spaces like we did before. All right, so once you have both of your ties done and both of your side little strappy things, then we can move on to the back. Now the back is just going to mirror the front. It's kind of like a Brazilian-ish tanga cut. So we're just gonna mirror the back side. We're gonna reattach our yarn to this foundation chain. You could either do it that way. I'm just gonna do a magic knot. You can also do a rush and join, which is a lot cleaner, I think. But this one is a little bit faster. So I'm just going to take my new string and tie one knot to the old string and pull that knot pretty tight, as tight as I can. Then I'm going to take the old string and tie it to the new string with a single knot. There you go. Pull that tight. And then from there you'll have like a loop in the middle, and you can just pull them together, and that'll be your magic knot. And then you just want to clip the tails off of your knot as close as possible. And then when I crochet with these knots, I try to hide the knot in the middle of like a stitch. So I'll show you what I mean. Like so, for example, we're gonna just mirror what we just did, so you can rewind the video and follow those steps. But at first, if you do it my way, you're gonna have to pull up a loop and chain one, and then do a double crochet here. So I try to get my knot like into the double crochet, so it's not like on the skin ever. I try to like pop it into a stitch, if that makes sense. But see how it's kind of like covered? Well, I guess it's not covered on the other side. But I try to do it that way. I try to get it in there. And you can play with your tension to get it in there. So that was a little loose. I'll try it a little bit tighter so it can be inside of the stitch. Because you don't want like a you don't want a knot like right there on your girl. Boom. Yeah, that's a little bit better. So yeah, go ahead and rewind the video and treat this row like it's row 1. So we're just gonna mirror what we just did for the front side. And so go ahead and rewind the video, complete all of the steps that we did, and I'll meet you there. All right, so once you get both sides done, that's kind of what it looks like. It just mirrors the back side there. So do have quite a few strings to weave in. I'm going to go ahead and weave those in. All right, so this is what it looks like when it's finished. Very nice. So it's a nice simple project. Easy, pretty easy. I mean, there's a lot of counting or whatever, but it's a lot easier than it looks, and it's very, very beautiful. So I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And if you would like to learn how to make the thong version that I made, feel free to join my membership. The membership starts off at 99 cents per month, and I will be putting special exclusive projects for members only. We'll also be talking about some business ideas. Like, I'm not a super duper business expert, but I can share a lot more ideas with you guys there. So go ahead and check that out if you like. And anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.